Hi, I'm Bryan Burnett from TWiT, here to review the GoPro Hero 2. This is a small compact camera that you can fit in a lot of different areas, and for me, I used my motorcycle. And I'll show you some of the footage in just a sec, but let me tell you about this camera. This is the Hero 2 Motorsport edition. So what that means is it comes with the waterproof casing and suction cup mount, which works really well on flat, clean surfaces, painted preferably. I was able to stick it on the side of my fairing, on my gas tank, and the suction cup holds on really well. So this little camera does come with some compromises, but it delivers a big picture. This is an HD camera. It runs at 1080p, 30 frames per second. You can do 960p, 720p. This camera also came bundled with the Wi-Fi BacPac and wireless remote. So that lets you set up your camera, walk away. You can either change the mode from video, still shots, timed shots. So this camera is advertised as an extreme sport camera. It's made to take a tumble if need be. It's got this protective case around it, and it's also waterproof. I do own the original GoPro Hero, and I did some comparison testing, and the video with the new Hero 2 is really crisp and clear. Looks great. The old one wasn't bad either, but you can really tell the difference in this video here, side by side. During daytime, the new Hero 2 is really sharp, really crisp, a little bit better color saturation than the previous Hero. The previous Hero had a 5 megapixel camera sensor. The new Hero 2 has an 11 megapixel sensor. So it really does a great job even just for wide angle still shots. And the wide angle lens on this goes up to 170 degrees, so you can really get a huge field of view when you're doing all sorts of different sporting activities. So I'll show you some of the footage that I got with the GoPro here, not too far from the TWiT brick house, out towards the coast. One of my favorite things to do. And also you can use this camera for underwater stuff. I know Leo mentioned he wanted to use one for his swimming trip, and that would work great because it does have the waterproof case, but you also have to make sure to buy a different lens for it, because if you take it underwater, it won't be focused unless you have the flat underwater lens for it. There's a head strap mount that you can use if you're going out hiking or biking, or you just want a point of view from your head. So one of the other things I used this camera for was a time lapse during one of the TNT shows. Set it up by the set. You can see Tom and Ayaz doing their thing, and Jason reaching around on the TriCaster frantically in this stop motion that I did using the GoPro. All right, so now onto battery life. This comes with a rechargeable USB cable. It's got a lithium-ion battery in the back, 1100 milliamp battery that you can take out the back and replace if you have extras, which I would recommend because at 1080p, I was getting about 3 hours of recording time. And if you have a 16 gigabyte or even a 32 gigabyte SD card, you're not gonna fill up that card before the battery dies out. So it's good to maybe get a couple of extra batteries. There are a ton of accessories. It's almost like an Apple product. There's a lot of different things that you may need that don't come in the basic package. There's a viewfinder, there's different kind of mounts. There's even a 3D case. If you had 2 GoPros, you can put them together and get a 3D view. They're really versatile cameras, but that will cost you extra. This Motorsport Edition camera by itself with the mounting accessories is $299.99 on the GoPro website. It can be found on Amazon for $265, which is a pretty good deal. And the Wi-Fi wireless remote combo kit that came with this review unit is an extra $99 on top of that. But what you get with the Wi-Fi attachment is the separate remote, which you can change the menu settings with, which came in really handy when I had this camera set on the swing arm of my motorcycle, because I could have the remote on my handlebar, press the button, start recording without having to stop riding, pull over to the side of the road and hit the button. What is also offered, but isn't out yet, is Android and iOS app for this, which would allow you to use your cell phone as a viewfinder. All right, so the pros of this camera. The video is outstanding. 1080, 720, you have different view angles that you can set this camera to, and they all look terrific. These cameras are really tough and tiny, and you can put them in all kinds of different places. Another pro is all the different hardware mounts you get. You get the suction cup with this kit, you get sticky mounts, you get little hinges and pivots so you can angle in different ways, and you get all sorts of cool camera shots that you typically wouldn't be able to get with a normal size camera. So for the cons for this camera, there's no viewfinder, and the menu screen is on the front of the camera if you're trying to access that. The other con is the menu system itself. It's a single button push to select, and if you go past the mode that you want to select, you'll have to go all the way through the menu system again to get back to that. So once you get the hang of it, it's not too much of a problem, but it can be a little tricky when you're first learning how to navigate the system. So buy, try, or don't buy. This is a definite buy for me. And even if you're upgrading from the old Hero camera, your mounts will fit this one. They're both compatible. And the video is worth it enough for the upgrade. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little look into the outside of the brick house. And see you next time on Before You Buy.